Ex-F1 driver Jolyon Palmer says that Lando Norris's tendency to overshare with the media has become a weakness in his campaign. Norris has long been outspoken on mental health, but Palmer told official podcast F1 Nation that this season he's been almost too honest about his struggles to deliver for top squad McLaren.
I watched the interviews that he's doing afterwards, and I just sort of wince slightly because he's being so totally honest, and that is great and it's applaudable, but you just know that the headlines are going to be what he's saying, and he's giving everyone the nuggets to then build the narrative and the pressure on him, which seems tough.
Mercedes' George Russell retained his Miami podium, his 19th in F1, after Red Bull's protest was rejected by the stewards. But the Brit failed to go to the press conference afterwards due to stomach cramps. Russell said that he was struggling to stand following late race cramps, though he was present at the post-race TV interviews and podium and was praised by Mercedes management. It was another mature performance where he got everything out of the car that was there, said team boss Toto Wolff. One of Germany's great racing drivers, Jochen Mass, has died, aged 78, following complications from a stroke he suffered in February. Mass made 104 F1 starts between 1973 and 1982, and won the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix for McLaren, making him one of just 7 Germans to have won a world championship race. Beyond mourning his death, we also celebrate his incredible life, a life that he loved sharing with all of you, a life that he lived to the absolute fullest, said a statement from his family. Jack Doohan is set to be replaced by Franco Colapinto from Imola at Alpine, a switch one of the Argentine sponsors inadvertently telegraphed during a pre-Miami interview. Horatio Marin, the CEO of Argentinian energy company YPF, initially told news channel A24 he didn't know when Colapinto would drive for Alpine, but added in Imola once the interview finished. Though he was unaware his microphone was still on. Alpine signed Colapinto flush with Argentinian sponsors over the break, following a 9-race stand-in for Williams. Doohan was allegedly informed of the switch before leaving Miami. Miami is set to host F1 until 2041, but the biggest news in Florida were the special liveries, with Ferrari pulling the covers off a revised blue scheme to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of its HP title partnership. Changes were also made to the Ferrari drivers' kit and race suits, which went white for the first time since 1979 in deference to sponsor Puma, a big change from the Scuderia's traditional Rosso Corsa red. Charles Leclerc was left impressed by F1's rapid growth in America, with drivers no longer able to travel there anonymously.
It's also a very nice feeling to see how much support we have here, how much, just how much love there is for Formula One and for the sport, and how much it is growing, how much younger audience is coming to Formula One, and that's all great for us, for the sport. It's a little bit more difficult to go around Miami, but it's anyway very fun and good to see.
Over at Racing Bulls, Red Bull's second team went wild with its new look for Miami, a striking magenta livery to promote the energy drinks brand's new summer edition white peach flavor. The scheme was unveiled at the Joya Beach Club on Jungle Island after it was towed there, with the scheme extending to the race suits and garage. And it made returnee Liam Lawson feel right at home.
This sort of colour scheme is in a lot of my stuff at the moment. My helmet's been this colour all year, so to have a car, suit, everything in this colour this weekend, the magenta, is pretty exciting.
Sauber also dipped its cap to Miami's vibrant art scene with a modified neon green livery for the C45 that aimed to look like freshly applied paint. Mexico will remain on F1's calendar until at least 2028, with the nation's capital signing a new contract extension with the sport to safeguard the popular event's future. F1 has been racing in Mexico since 1963, and in the sport's modern era since 2015, when it's seen sold-out stands stacked with passionate fans. And Mexico City is keen to keep the festivities going.
This agreement is signed as a commitment between Formula One and the Mexico City government to ensure the Mexican Grand Prix until 2028.
El Gran Premio de México hasta el 2028.
That does not mean that it will end there.
No implica que hasta ahí va a llegar. Ya tenemos amarrados
We already have dates set.
A principios del próximo año.
So we will be giving you good news about its continuation early next year.
Buenas noticias de la continuidad.
F1's top brass also hailed the Mexican promoters for the quality of their event, which is seen as one of the best in the series.
Since 2015, this Grand Prix has been recognized as the best in terms of professionalism, safety, enthusiasm, the level of organization, and the level of enthusiasm that the whole country experiences with us.
Mexico's extension means that just 2 events are without deals beyond 2025, with Las Vegas set to continue into perpetuity as one of the sport's showcase races and Imola likely to be dropped. Sauber team boss Jonathan Wheatley has admitted the squad's planned UK engineering hub will focus on being a first step towards relocation to Switzerland rather than on car design. Sauber is on course to become Audi's official works team from 2026, with bases in Hinwil, Switzerland and Neuburg, Germany. But from this year, it will have a third home in England's Midlands, which Wheatley, in a chat with F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, says will capitalize on talent in Silverstone's Silicon Valley.
We want to be able to recruit from that area, but also to move your family to a different country. You know, I've been through that process. It's not straightforward. So it's kind of an onboarding centre as well, if you like, a sort of the first step on the bridge that will lead you into Switzerland.
Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton says F1 drivers need a power seat at the FIA's table to be able to guide future decisions from their perspective. The governing body was in the spotlight at the last round in Miami, with FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem stating on social media that he was open to making improvements to the swearing ban. But while GPDA Director Mercedes George Russell was skeptical and said the words didn't mean anything until change occurred, his former teammate Hamilton was far more reflective of where the drivers sit in F1's decision-making process. If you look at other sports that have unions, that may be something that comes into play at some stage, Hamilton said. We don't want to control things, we just want to collaborate with them and have our voices heard. Mohammed Ben Sulayem has again expanded his team, with Shaila Ann Rao returning to the FIA as the president's advisor on matters including regulatory and commercial aspects. Rao last worked for the FIA back in 2022 as its interim Secretary General for Motorsport and legal director before that. Between those stints, she worked as legal counsel for Mercedes and advisor to Toto Wolff. The FIA holds a unique place in global sport, and I am excited to support the FIA at this time and to help the president deliver an even stronger future for motorsport, Rao said. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.